About 2016, the Traxxas VXL 4x4. The only couple of parts that have broken with me is the shock tower, and that was about it. I changed out the bumper. I reversed my tail over here and put a new set of tires on last year. So I got a problem. My spur gave 54 tooth, and I ordered an alloyed aluminum one and put it in. You could kind of hear it. And yeah, the ESC went. The button's very hard to press. I opened it up, looked at it, and there you go. Now, I looked at this particular one, felt the button. It presses. It has covers over the capacitors full than this particular one. So my clutch pads are gone. They're not going to sit straight anymore. To get piece parts, it was cheaper to go get a brand new clutch complete set. And we're going to replace the whole clutch again. We're going to put in the ESC and off we go. So let's show you how simple it is to do. A 2.0, take off your cover, put to the side. You're going to need to open up your receiver, which I already done, and that's going to be a different size. It'll be a 2.5, and you're going to take off the covers over here so you can get this off. Put to the side. You're going to remove the servo plug. Try to remember where it came out of. If not, we'll figure it out later. And then there are two screws, one on each side. You're given a long right angle Allen key and two new bolts to replace them. A better angle, two short screws. You're going to take these off on the top and then two on the bottom. And remove these two as well. You can carefully pull apart or lift up, turn over, and carefully pull apart. Your option. Just simply give a pull and off it comes. Now all this is from the previous wear and tear. As you can see, it chewed up the spur gear. In order to separate your spur from your all-wheel drive propeller shaft, hold and pull apart, just like that. You can put this to the side or put on your ESC, your option right now. We'll put this to the side and we're going to work on this gear. If you notice when I'm turning, it doesn't look level because that's your clutch pad worn out on 1 or 2. Part 6878. This additional part here, we're going to take off the plastic and put the aluminum on. We could swap just the pads out, and we could have a metal alloyed gear instead of plastic. If weight is your problem, 56.9 versus 34.4. We're going to take off the gear. 8 millimeters is going to take this off. 2.0 is the actual use of the tool that goes in. Take off. I'm doing my best to count about 4 to 5 turns. Carefully remember how it goes on. The beveled round edge goes in, and the spring goes back on. Lock all down. If you like a tighter slipper clutch, make it tighter. If you like a loose, make it loose. And you're going to do that again and figure out your liking. You already removed it. You're going to have to reset it. So we're going to put back on this particular one with the plastic part and lock everything down. We need to slip back on the piece. We're going to put this all back in. in reverse order. There's going to be a little play, and that is quite the norm. The hardest part is making sure this is facing this way with the notch, as well as the spur. And when placing in, they will line up and lock into place. Readjusting your spur and pinion of the motor is simply placing on the tool, which is a 2.5, loosening up all the way and readjusting with the slip of paper. The motor as far away as possible, slide the paper in and start to tighten down with a little bit of pressure. Lift up the wheels and pull the paper. Now we have our spur and our mesh correctly on. If we need to adjust our slipper, we hold and we give a little push. If it's too tight, we come here and we loosen up. And you'll do this on a run to figure out your slipper. Place your cover back on. If you believe you don't have it right, leave your cover off until you get it correct. And lock down with your 2.0. I'm going to take these bolts off, put them to the side, grab your new ESC. Everything should be in this package. This button no longer presses. This one does. The light's here, the light's all flush. And you can see of the different capacitors, fully enclosed versus half open. Match everything like for like, and we're ready to go. What we're going to do is we're going to not place this down until we open this up, slip our lead through so it can lock into place, then slide this down into place, reuse or put new ones on. Start to match up your color codes, white for white, yellow for yellow, blue for blue. If you have a fan, you can place back on. Slip your lead through and find the correct port where it plugs into. With the third plug in the channel, we're able to steer, give gas, reverse, and we can close on up. Make sure your blue seal goes in correctly so it can be waterproof. Make sure your cables don't get pinched and everything closes up nicely. And place on your bolts. Readdress your leads. Place your waterproof cover back on. Dress your antenna into the slot and make sure all your leads are out of the way. Put your cover back on and go for a test run. All right, before the traffic hits the road, we're going to go for a little test run. We're running. We want to see if our slipper clutch is grabbing. And here we go. Perfect. I'm back in business. No wheelies. We tested the run out. The slipper clutch is just fine. And we had just enough run time before the battery ran down. We are now repaired with the Traxxas Rustler VXL. I hope you enjoyed this review of a swap out of a full clutch complete and ESC. Have a great day.